achieved by various means, including mechanical, hydraulic, pneumatic, electrical, electronics, and computers, usually in combination. Let's take a supermarket. In the supermarket, so I'm saying a few examples which comes under automation. The first thing is automatic doors. You need not to touch the door. You need not to open the door. Once you come near the door will open automatically. It is an automation, and this automatic doors can comes under COVID-19 safety measures also. You need not to touch the door. So once you comes near the door will come, will open automatically and close automatically. So it is an automation. And automatic hand washers are there. So you need not to touch the tap.
So tomorrow,
Once you keep your hands near the sink, the tap will automatically open and you'll get the water. It is an automation. And then elevators you can say, escalators you can say, lift you can say. Lift will have a mechanical thing like a motor, a gearbox, and again electrical things like some sensors, like some limit switches, some kind of buttons, and there will be a programming also. So lift is a pakka example for automation. And then barcoding. Barcoding is also an automation. Just think, till 15 years before or 20 years before, people, if you go to a grocery shop, you have to, you will have a list. So you will say the list to the shopkeeper. He will take all the materials and he will put a manual bill. So just think, there are a lot of errors may occur in the manual bill, and there will be some calculation mistake. There may be some part mistake, etc. Now, in all the supermarkets, let's take Reliance Fresh. You enter the market, you take a basket, you pick all your necessary items. So once you are done, you are taking to the billing area. The billing the billing person, he don't know any he don't know the price of any item. You just take the part, you scan to the scanner. The computer will automatically show the value. Example, hammam soap 150 grams 10 rupees. So tur dal 1.5 kg 50 rupees. Exactly, the weight also will be measured and the price also will be shown. Just think, what are the advantages and disadvantages of implementing an automation? Just think, in the supermarket, the product inventory can be maintained. It is called inventory management. So that can be done using barcode automation. The first example. Second thing, expired products. Expired products cannot go to the customer. During the scanning of the part, the computer will show the product is expired, don't sell to the customer. It can show a pop-up message. For the food items like jam, bread, butter, milk, curd, ghee, etc. Right? So these items are very critical. You cannot take a chance, right? You cannot take an expiry product. So the computer will show automatically inventory management. And the third thing is skill. The billing person need not to have any skill about the product. Just you have to show the product to the scanner. It is a thing. Then faster process. You can make the bill very faster. Then accuracy. There will not be any mistake in the invoice. So these are the advantages of automation. Before that, I'll show you a video. Sir, we can share the videos, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nissan Chennai plant. So you have seen Nissan Micra car. They have produced a Micra car. So the video time is 2 minutes and 6 seconds. The video time is 2 minutes and 6 seconds. So let me have a question like 2 minutes and 6 seconds. That means 126 seconds, right? We can say 126 seconds. In 126 seconds, they have made a car. In 120 seconds, they made a car. They made a car. Now, my question is, in 126, it means they have made the car in 126 seconds. One car can be made in 126 seconds. Can you say whether it is true or false? Whether the car can be manufactured in 126 seconds or not? My question is whether the car is manufactured in 126 seconds or not. Now, okay. So many have said it is false, no, like that. Okay. So I am also saying it is false. Okay. We cannot make cars in 126 seconds. The truth is, if you take, so someone has said true, right? Okay. The truth is, Hyundai is making car in every 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds, Hyundai is making a car. Hyundai is producing a car in every 30 seconds. That means every shift, Hyundai is producing 800 cars approximately. 800 cars per shift. Hyundai is making 800 cars per shift. Okay. So someone has said it takes to assembly time, right? Now, in this video, you have seen the people are not moving continuously. The cars are moving, right? The people are not moving. The people are in the same place. The cars are moving. If you take 50 years before or 40 years before, the car will be at one place. The people will be working around the car. Now, the strategy has been changed to they started moving the car. The people are on the own place. If someone is fixing the seats, he will be fixing the seats alone. So someone has said pipe turning technology. It is called assembly line technology, right? Do you know who invented this process? Instead of keeping the car at one place, instead of keeping the car in one place and working around the car, let's move the car, right? So let's move the car and we can do our works. Do you know who invented this process? So his name is called Mr. Henry Ford. He is the father of modern industries. Henry Ford, the chairman of Ford Industries, right? So he is the one introduced the process. It is called assembly line manufacturing, right? He is the father of modern industries. Now, I have a question. From this video, which are all the process cannot be done manually, which we needs automation? First, the example, we can say we cannot, first moving the car itself a big thing. So people are using auto lifters for this, first thing. Second thing, you have seen the windshield fixing, right? The front mirror. So if you need to fix the front mirror manually, you need at least 4 or 5 manpowers to fix the windshield. So now people started using a robot and vacuum cups to fix the front mirror. Second, you have seen that wheel assembly, right? So they are using an electrical screwdriver to fix to tighten the bolts. So instead of tightening one by one, they are using an electrical screwdriver to tighten the bolt. Then painting, they are using robotic painting. They are not using manual painting. Let's think, if you are doing the painting manually, what are the problems you will face? The first thing is it takes more time. If you do painting manually, it takes more time. Second thing is the quality will not be good. There will be uneven painting may happen. Third thing, the quantity. The paint quantity will be more actually compared to the automatic painting. Then, as I said, quality is there, and apart from all these things, paint is a toxic substances. If you do painting manually, the painting also there. You cannot do welding manually, so people are going for robotic welding. Right? So the need of automation. Why people are going for automation? The first point is increased through output or productivity. The productivity and output will be high compared to manual process. Quality, the quality will be improved. Robustness or consistency of process or product. Increased consistency of output. Reduce direct human labor cost and expenses. And the fifth point is very important. Just take an example, atomic stations, nuclear facilities and all, we cannot involve direct human manpower. We cannot involve direct manpower. So in those places, we can have robotics and automation. Install automation in operations to reduce cycle time. And the last one is install automation where a high degree of accuracy is required. So industrial revolution. So as you know, we are into the fourth industrial revolution. The first revolution falls between 1760 to 1820. Example, the steam engine or the cycle we can say, which comes under the first industrial revolution. The second industrial revolution, electricity, which comes under 1820 to 1900s. And the third one is, we are in this revolution, the third industrial revolution, which falls like the examples are computers, robots, etc. And the fourth revolution is artificial intelligence. And now people are working towards that. And now in the institutions, in the colleges, we are focusing on the second industrial revolution. Maybe in the upcoming years, we will be seeing the third industrial revolution. But already people have changed to the fourth industrial revolution. So I can say an example of third industrial revolution and fourth industrial revolution. You just think you have a coffee vending machine. You take a cup, you put a sugar in that, you keep your cup in that machine, you press a button called coffee. There will be a coffee powder in the machine. There will be milk in one container, and there will be sugar in one container, the third container. So once you press the coffee button, the machine will automatically blend the coffee powder along with the milk and the sugar, and you will get a coffee. It is called the third industrial revolution. Let's see an example. In that sugar container, by mistake, you have put a salt, okay? You have put a salt. Now what happens? If the machine comes under third industrial revolution, the machine will automatically blend the salt with the milk and coffee powder, and you will get a coffee with salt. This comes under third industrial revolution. You just think the machine recognizes that in the third container, instead of sugar, the salt is there, and it is giving an alarm to you saying that you have filled salt instead of sugar in the third container. It is showing a message in the machine, means then it comes under industrial revolution 4.0. So you can see that you can understand the differences, right? Now I'll say one more example. Everyone, I think you have a printer in your home, right? Once the printer ink level comes to low level, you will get a message in your computer that your printer ink level is low, right? It comes under third industrial revolution. Now, fourth industrial revolution. The printer is connecting to the internet, and it is searching in Amazon or Flipkart or any other e-commerce websites, and it is searching for the best price and the good and same model of cartridge, and it is ordering the ink automatically to the Amazon or Flipkart like that by paying from your credit card or debit card. Then it comes under fourth industrial revolution. You can understand the difference, right? If the printer is saying the ink level through your monitor or through your laptop that the ink level is low, then it comes under third revolution. If the printer is automatically ordering the ink through internet or to the e-commerce website, then it is called the fourth industrial revolution. So industrial revolution, as I said, the mechanization of steam, water power, iron metallurgy, the mass production of cars, it comes under revolution 2.0. Computation or automation electronics will come under 3.0, and the 4.0, the Internet of Things, cyber, physical systems, and predictive analytics comes under industrial revolution 4.0. Right? I'll show an example. I'll show a video to you.
everyone. I'm a sorting robot. I'm really cute, but my skills are a lot more impressive. I can identify the information on each of the parcels effectively and sort them out precisely. My friends and I can process as many as 18,000 parcels in an hour.
This is a 1.3 square kilometer transit warehouse. The use of sorting robots improves efficiency, accuracy, and security during the sorting process, and also reduces manual labor costs by an astonishing 70%. This AI logistics model is now revolutionizing the express delivery industry across the country. Between 2012 and 2016, online retail sales in China skyrocketed from 1.3 trillion to 5.2 trillion yuan, making the country the world's largest online retailer. With a flourishing development of online shopping, the express business is also booming. There are now around 8,000 express delivery companies in China, and more than 2 million people working in the logistics industry. Last year, more than 31.28 billion parcels were delivered in the country, accounting for 40% of the world's total. Revenue from the express business has reached 400 billion yuan, while the per capita usage in China is approximately 23 deliveries per year. With the recent rise of AI and big data, the concept of smart logistics has been put into service. Drones and unmanned vehicles are delivering items faster than ever before as China's logistics sector prepares to enter the smart era.
So you have seen a video, right? Okay. So this video, so from okay, what is the level of automation? Okay. So now we are in the level of, someone has asked what is the level of automation, right? So we are into industry 2.0. In institutions, they are teaching us industry level 2.0. Some autonomous institutions they have upgraded to industry level 3.0, and some very few institutions they started doing industry revolution 4.0 also. So you have seen a video, right? It is called AGV, automated guided vehicle. So the video I have shared you from Alibaba, AliExpress, right? So they are the largest e-commerce website. So even Amazon is using same type of technology, and even like Flipkart, those people they started using AGVs. Not alone those e-commerce people, in industries also, if you see Ford, Hyundai, and all, they started using automated guided vehicles to transport a material from one place to another inside the factory, not outside the factory, inside the factory. They started using this. So robots we can classify into two types. The first one is the industrial type, and the second type is the service type. Industrial type, you can say logistics. They are into logistics and manufacturing. I think for manufacturing, I have shown a video from Datsun Go, and for the logistics also, I have shared a video from AliExpress. And robots in service areas, they are into medical, home, educational, and also in defense. In many hospitals, they started using robots to measure the temperature in a human body, to measure some small tests they started using. In some hospitals, they started using robots for operations on itself, and home robots for cleaning home, or Alexa we can say, which comes under Industry Revolution 4.0. Education robots, which gives training, etc. And also in defense, you watched in some movies, right? So robots they started using in defense also. So Industry Revolution 4.0. So these are the things started in Industry Revolution 4.0. Example: artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, big data analytics, robotic process automation. Example: robotic process automation in the sense. Example: chatbots. If you ask a question, automatically the computer will reply. Example: if you use the chatbots in Flipkart, Swiggy, Zomato, and all, if you have any issues in the order, you can have a chat. The computer will reply you automatically, right? So it is called robotic process automation. 3D printing is there. Even people started using 3D printing for building homes itself. Social and mobile. example, Facebooks and WhatsApp and big data analytics, etc., virtual reality and augmented reality, and cloud computing. So these are the things comes under Industrial Revolution 4.0. I'll show you a video which we have taken from Saint-Gobain. You can see this video, the future of glasses, which comes under Industrial Revolution 4.0. So I've shared you a video from Saint-Gobain, their future glass. You can have a screen mirroring from your laptop or from your computer, from your tab, or to the car screen. So you can see the map, you can see the cars thing, and I think many more things you can see in the Saint-Gobain's future glass. So this comes under Industrial Revolution 4.0. And as I said, for robotic process automation, I said an example like chatbots, right? Automatically, you get a reply from the computers. If you say I have a problem with my food, if you take let's take an example from Swiggy. Say there is a problem in the food quality or quantity. Just you have to go to the chat. You have to go to the chat menu. So automatically it will give you a greeting message. Then it will ask for you in which order you have the problem, and if you click that, automatically it will ask you the question: what is the problem with the order? Whether you have quality issue or quantity issue or delay in problem or delivery or any other issues. If you click that, automatically you will get a message continuously until the problem is getting resolved. This is called robotic process automation. And virtual reality, if you see like in recent areas, let's take medical in medicine. So you can have a virtual reality system for training. Example, if you want to do an operation, you may have to have a real patient to do the operation. You can have a virtual reality to do the operation. In training areas, mostly in training areas, or examples you can say in video games also, virtual reality games they started selling, and social and mobile, right? Like example, if you see if you see shoes or shirts in Facebook or in Flipkart or Amazon, automatically if you go to Facebook, the Facebook will show the list of people who are selling shoes or shirts in a best price. For example, if you are looking for Peter England shirt in Google, automatically in Facebook, once you open the Facebook, the Facebook will show the list of people who are selling Peter England shirts in a good price. It is this also comes under Industry Revolution 4.0. And in recent days, in many institutions, they started installing face recognition cameras for attendance. So previous some few years before, few years before, so people will be marking the attendance manually, right? In education institutions like schools, colleges, etc. They were using attendance system, manual attendance system. Now many institutions, even in India, they installed image processing cameras to mark using face recognition systems to register the attendance for the people, right? So this also comes under Industry Revolution 4.0. So apart from this, I'll show one more video for airbags. I've shared a video from Hero NCAP, Asian NCAP. So they do car safety testings and experiments. So many of you know about airbags, right? So I think in recent car advertisements, they started mentioning the star ratings. They started mentioning the star ratings. Do you know what is the star is about? The star rating is about? What is the star ratings? Star ratings. In recent car advertisements. Any guess? In car advertisements, in recent car advertisements, they started mentioning the car videos also. Star ratings. They started mentioning the star ratings. 5-star car, 4-star car, 3-star car, like that. They started mentioning the some star ratings. Any guess what is the star? What is the star is about? No. Okay. So someone has said power saving. Actually, power saving is for the home appliances. The star rating is for BIS standards, right? Yeah, someone has said safety, precaution, and efficiency, but it is for the someone has said safety level. Yeah, it's right actually. Safety level is for safety level. Now, let's take an example. seen the video, right? In that video, there is a dummy called, it is something called a dummy man is there. So once he hits the, once the car met with the accident, the airbag is getting inflated, right? And before that, I want to share the different types of airbag in the car. The first one is called PAB in the sense driver airbag. The second one is called PAB means pillion airbag or passenger airbag, you can say. The third one is called KAB, it is called knee airbag, which will be there under your steering. And the fourth one is called SAB, side airbag. And the fifth one is called CAB, it is called curtain airbag. Okay. Now, once your car met with an accident, okay, at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour, 60 kmph, and with a force of 50 kgf. Okay. If
After 10 minutes,
there is no injury for you, then the car is a 5-star car rating. Okay. So please understand, if the car met with a speed of 60 kmph with a force of 50 kgf, if there is no injury for the driver as well as for the passenger, then it is called a 5-star car rating. Okay. Now, next, if there is a small injury in your leg, then it is called the 4-star car rating. If the driver or the passenger met the injury in their hands, then it is called the 4-star car rating, 3-star car rating. If there is an injury, if there is a fracture for the driver or the passenger, then it is called the 2-star. If there is a life threat is there, then it is called the 1-star car rating. Can anyone say which are all the cars in India has 5-star car rating? Any examples can you say? Any example car, any car manufacturer you can say, sir, this car comes under 5-star car, 5-star safety rating. This car comes under 4-star rating, like that. Can you say any examples on that? Which car comes under 5-star car rating? So I'm asking from an Indian manufacturer. Okay. So someone has said Creta, Ultros, yeah, Tata Ultros. They started. Tata Nexon is there. They started. They started manufacturing with 5-star car ratings. And most of the Indian cars, till 2-3 years before, most of the Indian manufacturers were below 3 stars only. Let's take Mahindra Scorpio. They are also below 3-star or 2-star. Now, for the past 3 years only, people started working on 5-star. But before 3 or 4 years, not even a single Indian manufacturer crossed the 3-star, except Polo, Vento, and Skoda, right? Skoda Rapid, these people got 4.5 stars and 5 stars. Even Toyota Fortuner, Toyota Innova has not crossed 4 stars or 4.5 stars. And I have mentioned one more thing. Airbags, if you see in airbags, the airbags will be mentioned. If you enter a car, if the car is having an airbag, you can see SRS airbag. Do you know what is the meaning of SRS? Any guess about SRS? Yeah, even see Rolls Royce and all, which comes under premium luxury cars, surely it will be a 5-star car only. Do you know the meaning of SRS? What is SRS? SRS airbag. So in cars, if you see, you can see this word SRS. You can see these letters. SRS means supplementary restraint system. Then which is called primary restraint system. Any guess what is primary restraint system? Which one is a primary restraint system in your car? Any guess which is primary restraint system? Supplementary restraint system is your airbag. Which one is primary restraint system? Primary restraint system is your seatbelt. Please understand one thing. Even if your car is having chances that you get the injuries, right? You get wounded. So the seat belt is your primary resistance system. You should wear a seat belt, then only the airbag will become effective. The seat belt is your primary resistance system and the airbags is your secondary resistance system. Apart from this, there is a third thing called the steering, right? The steering will break actually. The steering will break. The steering will also break once the load level crosses 50 kgs. The steering will break actually. The steering system will break automatically. The steering will go inside. The steering will go inside. So it is your third resistance system. The first one is your seat belt. The second one is your airbag, and the third one is your steering. So these are the industry revolution 4.0. I have shared you some videos, some few videos on in industries from Renault, Nissan, Saint-Gobain's, Futures, Glass, etc. So here is my contact details.